Okay, so today is our new topic, the human heart. Okay, in circulatory system, in earlier classes, we read about the different platelets, okay, and the RBC and WBC cells of blood. About blood, we already read. So today we will read about the human heart. Okay, so you are a 10th student, so from very your lower level you read about the heart. Okay, so can you tell me that how many chambers are found in human heart? Yes, so human heart is four chambered. Okay, so can you name the animal or in which class found three chambers heart? As human beings and some in some other mammals, heart four chamber heart, as you say, is found. So there are some other category also of animals in which three chamber heart found. Can you tell me? In some invertebrates, okay, we will be read in the higher classes about it. Invertebrates or in some insects, three chamber heart is found as in crocodile. Okay. Now, if I ask you that, did you understand about the open and closed circulatory system? Open and closed. Did you hear these terms before? Open circulatory system and closed system. Okay. So, open circulatory system mainly found in the insects, or you can say that in invertebrates. Okay, in which the blood directly flow out from the heart. Okay, and it mixes with the all parts of their body. But as you know, if you compare with human beings, there are special capillaries or organs. Okay, or you can say different cells in which uh, system through a system, okay, blood is circulate throughout the body. Okay, so that's why it is known as closed circulatory system. So one another factor is here that as you see in your screen, that where is the human heart located? Okay, so this is very basic question, and you always know that uh, the upper part of our body is known as thoracic cavity. Okay, this was thoracic cavity, and below it abdominal cavity. Okay, below this structure which you saw, it is known as abdominal cavity. Okay, so we are mainly discussing about the heart, so it is located in the if you say thoracic cavity. Okay, in the little bit, not purely, a little bit left side. Okay, and its size, if you say, it's only about our a fist. If you make a fist, our heart will be uh, kept there. Okay, it's only its size. Okay, you already read about in your previous classes. So this is about the human heart, something, and it is a, you can say, main hard working organ. Okay, main hard working organ of our body, because it has to pump out our whole blood. Okay, so it is, you can say, in sleeping time. Okay, mainly you can rest, you sometime you take rest, you your mind also somehow take rest. Okay, mind not taking rest, you always know, but our heart is the organ which never goes in rest. Okay, okay, so this is somehow outermost structure of heart. Okay, so you can see here one outer covering is found. Okay, we all know that as our skin is protecting covering for our other organs. Okay, so our organs, because they are very delicate organs. Okay, so they also need to be a covering for their protection. So in heart, this question also asks sometime that the covering of heart is known as pericardium. Okay, if you already read before this class previously or try to read, you can easily understand that pericardium is the outermost covering. So how can you relate this? How do you understand this pericardium? Peri means, if you say about just peri, it is means it related to the outermost covering or surroundings. Okay, so cardium is always related to the heart, as you know that if we are going to any doctor which is a heart specialist, it is known as cardiologist. Okay, so this relate to the cardium. So you can always think that this is the outermost covering or surroundings of the heart. Okay, it is a bilayer. Okay, if you read about it from your book also, it is a bilayer covering, and a pericardial fluid, okay, is found in them. Pericardial fluid also found within this pericardium layer. Okay, so now we understand that why this pericardial fluid is found in them. So this is the functions of pericardial fluid. Okay, if you see, first function is to protect heart from mechanical injury and shock. Okay, so mainly its function is protection. Okay, protection of heart from the mechanical injury and shock. Okay, and as you know that heart is our very delicate organ and keeps heart moist for its proper functioning. So is it as the name suggests, fluid. Okay, it is a fluid like structure, so it makes heart moist for its proper functioning. Then it provides lubrication and reduces friction during heartbeat. Okay, as you know that our regularly beat. Okay, so it provides lubrication as it is a fluid, so it provides lubrication to the heart and reduces friction during our heartbeat. Okay, so these sometimes this function also can be asked, so you have to keep in your mind of heart. So there are four chambers of the heart, as you already say. So for this you have to understand that first one, okay, uh, it is divided into two parts. Okay, it is first is divided into atrium, second is ventricles. Okay, it is also of four types, as you know that right atrium, we can see here, right atrium, left atrium, okay, right ventricle, left ventricle. So if we are talking about the right ventricle, okay, this thing you have to keep in our mind. Okay, when I am a student or I am a student, my science is also not explain it well, that this heart, okay, whenever we are talking about right or left, okay, suppose uh, doctor which is a heart specialist, okay, if he not know where is the left atrium, where is the right atrium, so what would be of patient. Okay, so you have to understand that when we are reading this structure, okay, read it carefully. When we say left atrium, it means the person. Okay, suppose this person is just in front of you. Okay, this is the heart of that person. Okay, not is you have to not understand about the our heart of your own heart. Okay, suppose whenever you are reading about this structure, just suppose that the person is just in front of you. Okay, so this is the left atrium of that person, right atrium of that person, and this is the left ventricle of that person and right ventricle of that person. Okay, so there are tricuspid valve also found there. Okay, we read about in valves also as we go to through the chapter, okay, in next classes also. So this time I'm just briefing you about the heart. So one ventricular septum also found is there. Okay, so the function of as you know that it is a septa, so it is not mixing. Okay, it allows the function of not that they are not mixing with each other. Okay, whenever blood is come through the right atrium, okay, or through right ventricle, it is not mixing with each other. So there are two types of septum found, for one for atrial septum, okay, which is for atria, and second is ventricular septum. and singular means is septa. You already read about it at atria. When we talk about the atria, it is a singular term. Okay, atrium, uh, the plural term. Atria is a plural term. So one mitral valve. Mitral valve means it is also known as bicuspid valve also. Okay, as cuspid valve here, it is bicuspid valve is also found here. The blood vessels. Okay, the main confusion in students arise about the arteries and veins, okay, capillaries, and many students are confused that which provides blood to the heart and which go away from the heart. Okay, so you have to understand about these blood vessels. As you know that small thin the structures of blood vessels are found there. So whenever we are take artery, okay, when we are talk about artery, they always move away the blood from heart. As you see in structure from heart, okay, it's written here and arrow here. Always arteries move away the blood from the heart. Okay, so that's why they carry the purified blood. Okay, and veins always uh, you can say bring blood to heart. As you see here, to heart, it always bring the blood to the heart. So you have to understand it, and if you want to remember it, that which thing moves away and which bring to the heart. So a for artery, a for away. Okay, so you have to just remember that a for away, it means the blood is carried away from the heart through arteries. Okay, so these are the easy things you can understand, and veins always provide the blood to heart for the purification. So that's why they contain always deoxygenated blood. Some exceptions are there, but always these things are always be same for any humankind. Okay, so capillaries, you already know that they are connected with so many capillaries, and capillaries are directly related to our cells. Okay, these are very thin, that's why they provide more absorption of carbon dioxide and oxygen, okay, from the lungs. And it provides also. So these are very you can say thin structure, capillaries. When you see the structure, blood vessels entering heart. Okay, when you see the structure of heart, one is superior or anterior vena cava. Okay, whenever these vena cava is present, they always enter the blood. Okay, so these are entering heart. So next is inferior or posterior vena cava. Okay, then coronary veins, and then pulmonary veins. Pulmonary means what? Can you understand the pulmonary? What? Pulmonary word related to the lungs. Okay, whenever you go through any doctor, if he pulmonary surgeon or like that, a word is said about them. Okay, so pulmonary means lungs. Whenever if we talk about the cough related diseases, always a pulmonary doctor here. Okay, it is related to lungs. It means they carry pulmonary veins carry the blood to the lungs. Okay, so these are the related to the pulmonary veins, their function and other things we will read in the chapter also. You have to read about the blood vessels leaving heart. Okay, as I already told you that a for away. Okay, so these are leaving the heart, it means they carry out the blood from the heart. Okay, pulmonary arteries, one aorta is there. Okay, it is very big muscle. If you see the structure of heart, it is very big muscle here. Okay, which carry the more amount of blood. Then coronary arteries also found, they are supporting in nature. Okay, as I just brief you before this structure also about some valves of heart. So one pulmonary valve is there. Okay, and aortic valve. Okay, and tricuspid valve, and mitral valve, and if you see chordae tendici. So, why they are found in the heart? So, pulmonary valve and artery valve mainly they are supporting in function of blood flowing there, and they are also known as superlunar. Okay, if you see the structure and your book also, I think written or not, I don't know. Superlunar. Okay, and lunar is related to lunar word is related to moon. Okay, so their structure is somehow related to structure of moon, that's why they are known as semilunar. Okay, and there are these type of valve is found, and this is already I said that this is bicuspid valve, which is related to the aorta, and these are related to pulmonary valve, this capsid valve. Okay, so uh, one thing is there called a tendency. Why they are found is here, because they are just you can say hold. These are thread like structure. If you see the structure, this is a thread like structure which provides support to these all things. Okay, these are just provide to these support to these valves, or bind them. Okay. Okay, so in briefly we just read about it. Okay, and you have to also try to understand these things. The human heart is a reddish brown. You also a pulsatile pumping center. Okay, it pumps and collects blood to and from the various body parts. It is of the size of a human closed fist, as we already discussed about it. It weigh about 300 gram. Okay, it is a broad conical structure. Upper side of heart is broad called base, and the lower pointed side is called apex. Okay, so location and protection, if we talk about its location and protection, the heart is present right in the center, not on the left side. It is felt so. Okay, so you can understand that it is present in right, as we see in the structure also, between the two lungs in the thoracic cavity above the diaphragm. Okay, it is well protected by the bones that from thoracic case. The heart is present obliquely, so that the broad base is directed upwards, forwards, and slightly towards right side. Okay, whereas the narrow end apex of the roughly triangular heart is pointed to the left side. During working, the contraction of the heart is more powerful at the end, giving a feeling that the heart is on the left side. That's why always whenever you ask to some person, it always say that heart is on the left side. As you see here structure, it is the main part which is into the left side. Okay, because of the contraction is happen in the left side, that's why it is called that heart is located in the left side. Moreover, the heart is covered by two layered sac, okay, known as pericardium. The inner layer, called visceral layer of pericardium, invades the heart very closely, and the outer layer is called peritoneal layer of pericardium. Okay, as you already read about the pericardium in brief, so these two name of these two layers are there: visceral layer and peritoneal layer. In between these two layers of pericardium is present a narrow space known as pericardial cavity. Okay, it is full of a self-secreted fluid called pericardial fluid. Okay, so these things you can easily understand now when we just go through the figure, and I hope you will be understand. And now, if you read about it, and it's very easy to understand now. So pericardial fluid perform the following three functions. As we already read, it protects the heart from any kind of mechanical injury and shock. It keeps the tissue of heart moist for proper functioning, and it acts as lubricant and reduces friction for the beating of heart. Then, structure of human heart. Okay, if you read about the structure of human heart and show the figure 7.5 and 7.6, the heart is hollow, highly muscular, highly specialized blood vessel. Okay, it undergoes rhythmic beating. The heart consists of four chambers, which are as follows: two atria or auricles and two ventricles. Atria is a plural term. Okay, in singular it is known as atrium or auricles. The atria are a pair of thin walled chambers present towards the base of the heart. They are known as right and left atrium or auricle according to their position. The auricles are very thin walled, okay, chambers, as they are to push the blood into ventricles present just below them. Okay, so this is the main thing. Sometimes the question also asks the auricles are very thin walled about their walls. Always ask thin walled chambers as they are pushed the blood into ventricles present just below them. Okay, so you have to match the figure also whenever you are read about it, so you will be better understand these things. Then the ventricles comes. The ventricles are a pair of very thickly walled chambers. Okay, they are present towards the apex, okay, lower side, and are known as right and left ventricles. The ventricles are broad at the upper end but taper towards apex. From the right upper corner of left ventricles starts a large tubular aorta, okay, that supplies blood to all the other parts. As I said you already that this is the main organ. Okay, if you see the structure also, this is the aorta. Okay, so when you read about it, I just share a image also with you in next week perhaps. Okay, so it is very easy when in this arrow you understand the arrows also. So if you see the structure that it is always bring blood to the other parts, okay, like this. So this is the main thing. Then from the left upper corner of the right ventricle it has a large tubular pulmonary artery. So it supplies impure blood to lungs. As I already know that pulmonary artery is it has only one artery which carry the deoxygenated blood. It supplies impure blood to lungs. The ventricles are very thick walled chambers. The left ventricle has thickest wall as it has to push the blood to the remotest part of the body, such as toes of the feet. Okay, so remotest means which are very far away from the heart, as you know, toes and feet. That's why they are very thick walled. Okay, so you have to keep in mind these things. And whenever if you see the structure of heart, superior vena cava is coming from here and inferior vena cava. So these carry the blood from the upper part of the body and it carry the blood from the lower part of the body. So you have to understand like this. And I think this given also in your book also. So blood vessels entering and leaving the heart, their apertures and walls. Okay, which we read in briefly. Now we have to read. Okay, broadly, various blood vessels that enters or leave the heart are called great blood vessels. The apertures by which these great blood vessels enters or leaves the heart are guarded by valves. They allow only unidirectional flow of blood through the heart. Okay, so this unidirectional flow, when I talk about the valves, why valves are there in heart, they allow actually they are allow the unidirectional flow of blood. Okay, if there is no valve in our heart, it means it can be suddenly goes to anywhere in one part. It can be goes more blood which is not necessary. Okay, so it actually control the flow of blood, these valves. So these blood vessels are, first is blood vessels entering the heart. Okay, in the right atrium. Okay, you see the structure also. Okay, in right atria. So deoxygenated blood from all the body parts is returned into the right atrium of the heart by way of two main blood vessels. Okay, that is two blood vessels. First is superior and second is inferior or posterior. Okay, as you seen in figure, this is the superior vena cava and in lower side it is the inferior vena cava. Okay, in screen it's so it's difficult to capture both things, so you match with your book. So superior vena cava, it brings deoxygenated blood from the anterior or upper parts including the head, neck, chest and arms and pours it into the right auricle through an aperture which is not guarded by any wall. Okay, it is also called as pre-caval. Then inferior vena cava, it brings deoxygenated blood from posterior or lower parts including abdomen and legs into the right auricle. Its opening is guarded by a eustachius valve. Okay, so the deoxygenated blood collected into the right auricle is pumped into the right ventricle through right auriculoventricular aperture. So this aperture is guarded by three leaf-like flaps called tricuspid valve. One margin of the valve is fused with the aperture, whereas the margin are attached with the whitish thread like chordae tendineae. These chordae tendineae arise from muscular projection called papillary muscles from the ventricular wall. Okay, as I already tell you, just match them. Okay, with the figure also. Then in the left atrium, oxygenated blood from the lungs is collected by the pulmonary veins, two from each lungs. They open into the left atrium. As I already tell you that pulmonary means lungs, so that means they uh, carry the blood from the lungs. Okay, so pulmonary veins open into the left atrium by separate apertures. These apertures are without any valves. Oxygenated blood collected into the left atrium is pumped into the left ventricle through left auriculoventricular aperture. This aperture is guarded by two leaf-like flaps called bicapsid or mitral valve. Free margins of the bicapsid valve are attached with the chordae tendineae. Okay, then pulmonary artery, blood vessels leaving the heart, which leaves the heart as I already told you from away. Pulmonary artery, it arises from the right ventricle. It carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs for oxygenation. Opening of pulmonary artery is guarded by three pocket shaped of half moon shaped. Okay, as I already told you, called pulmonary semilunar valve. Okay, it is also given on your book. Me. Then aorta. Okay, it arises from the left ventricle. It supplies oxygenated blood to all the body parts by way of its various branches. Okay, its opening is also guarded by three pocket-shaped valves called aortic semilunar valves. So, a pair of coronary arteries arises from the aorta near its base. They supply blood to the muscles of heart itself. So, coronary arteries, we read about it earlier. Na? So, coronary arteries function, you have to understand that they provide blood supply to the heart because heart itself also needed blood. All organs of our body needed blood, so that's why they provide blood to the heart, coronary arteries. So, blockage of any coronary artery or its branches causes uh, deadening of corresponding area of heart muscles. It calls myocardial infarction or a heart attack. Okay, so this is the main reason of heart attack, that coronary arteries does not get sufficient blood when. Okay, it is due to now it is a very famous term which is due to the deposition of cholesterol in the heart. So then it causes pain in the chest and is called angina or angina, you can say that in English these terms are coming, angina pectoris. Okay, the cardiac veins collect blood from walls of the heart and pour it into the right auricle. Then circulation of blood through the heart. Okay, then we will read about in the next week classes. Okay, so you can better understand. I try to understand you the arrow things, because whenever these arrow things come, you have to understand by this. Okay, about by just one figure you can understand the whole things. Okay, so if you face any problem, you can ask me anytime and try to understand yourself also, because reading, at last you have to read the all things and you have to understand the things. So thank you for being in the class.